Axe for Complexity Gaming side, and I would not be surprised to see that. That's like the one hero that is so good against Brood. Even still, after the nerfs Axe received, that's top tier pickup against Broodmother.
Z-Freak was their Axe player for quite a while when he was in the off lane. Now he's obviously going to be playing the Chen. Moon Meander, though, I'm sure he knows how to play an Axe.
Darkseer is also good too.
Yeah, Darkseer also is a great option against Brood, something that he played just in the last game, something that's still available now. Outside of that, Bristleback is the other good candidate to go against a Brood. So one of those three to be expected here from the last pick of Complexity.
Well, now that you're kind of like we're laying these heroes out against the Broodmother, I'm almost thinking, is this going to be that great of a pickup? They have ways to solo kill her. They have ways to deal with the Spiderlings if they get one of those offlaners. I would not be super shocked for Complexity to pick any one of those three. Undying is banned out last ban, thank God. I can't believe that is a value ban and went all the way to the 5th ban spot.
Yeah. Would have been good though. Would have been pretty selfless now of the Witch Doctor then to have to be that real. I mean, I guess Root Gaming loved their selfless. Last game, it was Dazzle Coddle on the same team. That's very passive.
Yeah, very.
So it just feels like now they're going to look to be a bit more aggressive here. We'll look to Root Gaming now. I'm anticipating they are going to be banning out one of those big three between Darkseer, Axe, and Bristleback. Seem to be my top options. I do like Bristle. His armor synergy with the Dazzle certainly works out. Having that extra tanky frontliner works. It does put a lot on the melee side of their lineup, though. Even with any of those picks, you know, they're all melee. Could be a bit tricky for them to be able to jungle someone like the Clinks, or juggle rather the Clinks, who's kind of, you know, diving in and out. Same with the Shadow Fiend. It's going to be tricky here for Complexity. They have a lineup right now that just really needs a lot before they can really thrive.
Yeah, I mean, the Fatal Lancer obviously needs a bit of farm, to be sure. Chen DK obviously helped in that regard, getting some early game aggression. There's, like you mentioned, there's very passive supports as well for the Dazzle on Chen until Chen hits a couple of creeps and is level, you know, in 4 minutes into the game, even has level 6. Legion Commander was banned out, which is very good against Brood as well, but
think about the Legion.
I don't know, because like this is such a good Darkseer game as well against all those heroes, Brood, Clink, Shadow Fiend. If you wall all of them, you're just going to die. That's not a fun team to fight into in terms of wall of replica. It's so tough, man. 23 seconds, and they have so many options here, too, for this offlane. I don't know about this draft from Root Gaming. This Broodmother might have been too early.
Might have been. Then you risk them banning it out. They did ban it last game, Complexity. So it just seems like Root Gaming are putting more priority to making sure they could secure something like the Broodmother, still have a secondary option for the support, maybe something like the AA, which could be good against all the sustain power of the Chen, of the Dazzle, and, you know, could be a bit of a headache for Dragonite, who likes a lot of the extra regen, but they're going to be going with the Spirit Breaker here. Very good against the Brood as well.
Yes, that's very good. That's a solid pickup, especially if you have another hero to rotate in and gank the Broodmother with. You keep the vision. You just need detection. Carry dust on that Spirit Breaker so early, and you're fine.
Same goes for the Clinks.
Yeah.
Charge out the Clinks, you're going to be exactly, you know, moving. So
it's a 2-for-1.
It's a 2-for-1. Lina, going to be the last pickup here. Not going very disciplined and passive in the support lineup here from Root Gaming this time. They're going a bit more brash and hot. I love it.
Yeah, I think they could have really gone for the Shadow Demon instead of the Witch Doctor. That would have been my preferred choice for their first support, but I do understand what they're going for. I think Root Gaming have a solid lineup. I think the Broodmother might get crushed if she's not careful, if Monkeys Forever is not careful, but it is Monkeys Forever playing it. We'll see how he does. I think it's going to be in the offlane unless they want to do aggro.
You gotta remember, Chen is going to be in the jungle. He's not going to be there. It's just, you know, worst case scenario, yeah, he gets zoned back a bit, but he's still going to be close enough and able to get that level 3, get that early, you know, soul ring built up, and then he's going to be the one looking to take over that jungle that Chen's trying to work with. So there could be a lot of pressure here on the offlane setup, on Monkeys Forever, to really be able to thrive on this Brood, draw attention away from the others so that your Clinks and your Shadow Demon can really build up. And then at that point, they have so much in their arsenal that they can just kind of close this game out and end the series 1-1. But Complexity also look pretty damn good.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's the reason they pick up the Broodmother, is just to get other, like you said, pressure off the other one. That death ball-y type style that Complexity were playing in the first game doesn't really happen, but there's still a chance, especially if Root Gaming lose their Broodmother a couple of times, that this could go sour very quickly. And TC, I expect him to have a great time again. He crushed middle lane, but it didn't really matter in the end when you think about it. Like, he absolutely demolished Swindle Melons last game, but it didn't matter. Swindle was able to get farm, he was able to team fight, and TC just, he didn't have enough in his arsenal to carry the game on his own. I think a lot of that also had to do with the Lone Druid pickup, which was fine, but it didn't do as much as maybe they had wanted.
I honestly would have considered, you know, Root Gaming could have maybe even put the Broodmother in the solo safe lane to go against a Spirit Breaker, which is a matchup Brood should be doing just fine and dandy in, and then have more of an aggro tri-lane setup to be more of a headache against Ziz and his PL, who only has a Dazzle by his side. But they're going to go with the former option, keep monkeys at the bottom. They already planned out the web form and everything. They get a couple of wards down, just like the last game. They're going to block out the pull-through. You know, easy as he goes here. Complexity now rummaging on through, anticipating probably they're going to need to have the sentries. They have one for Z-Freak. They already drop it down, and they're already going to get the ward. So easy, $50 now picked up for Complexity, and they'll be able to work with that pull-through.
Yeah, I'm surprised they were able to get that counter ward. There is one ward here. I don't know if that should block the camp. I'm not sure. They have another sentry, I
Close
believe.
to that box.
Fly will be able to counter it, though, probably. He should understand where that ward is placed, and we'll have to wait and see if that's going to be a big issue. Z-Freak is already going to head top. Currently, he might just go back towards the base and look for a block. Yeah, he's just got a block for Swindle, who wanted to get that bottom rune. He was able to pick up the bounty. TC gets the bounty on the other side. So does your mid laners, picking up the early advantage of the bounty. Down bottom, it is going to be so far a dual lane, obviously, for Complexity against Monkeys Forever. He can run rampant in this lane, and they're going to have to get the Spirit Breaker involved pretty early, I feel, because Ziz might not get the farm that he's looking for against Monkeys Forever. We'll have to wait and see how they play this. They do have 2 sentries and 2 dusts of appearance for Fly. So.
That is a lot of invested into detection. They already had to get those 2 other sentries just to, you know, remove the wards in the jungle. Now they commit to 2 more sentries plus 2 dusts. It's a lot of hate for your Brood here. They better get a lot out of it, otherwise it's just going to be almost all for nothing in this setup. Now Monkeys does show himself. They let him know, hey, we got detection here. And he's just going to have to play things a bit more easy. But it is just Brood going against the 2 of them. And Brood Mothers have had to go against a lot worse.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is not a super difficult lane. It should be okay for Monkeys. He's sitting back here in the tree line. He knows where the sentry was placed. Fly might put another one down here. He does. He sees exactly where Monkeys Forever is. He throws down his own sentry. Monkeys Forever might be able to clear that one up. He does. He kills it.
Yeah, he got stuck also in the trees. Had to plant the extra ward here, but nice on him. Able to remove that secondary sentry. Knows that the right side of this lane is going to be a bit more safe. So he's going to hang onto that side and just try his best to, you know, do your Broodmother thing.
The good old Broodmother thing. The most cancerous thing in all of Dota from time to time.
And so Moon is going to have a hard time as well. Always has that charge out in case pressure is there, but he's not going to be getting much or anything at all. And this is what I was expecting, you know. This secures a lot of early farm and a nice, good head start for your Moo Clinks. As really, there's nothing that the Spirit Breaker is going to be able to do about it.
Fun one for early Maledict, so he doesn't have that cask if they wanted to set up a kill, but as soon as they get levels on those supports, Moon has to be very careful. He walked back a little bit. I think he maybe blocked the creep wave, but he's going to head towards the top rune spot, which Fluff will try and grab. He will not get it as Fluff gets charged up. LSA is available. Moon does have bash, doesn't get a single proc there. Down bottom, Monkeys Forever still staying by, throws up the spawn Spartalings. I think his soul ring is going to be coming out pretty soon.
It's already level 3 and only 2 minutes in. This is great for your Brood, and look at the mid lane in the CS comparison. 13-3 on TC Shadow Fiend to the 6-0, which was actually only at 3 CS just a moment ago for Swindle. And also he's going to be picking up a nice little DD rune. Bottles it on up, pulls on back, but just like we saw last game, TC, with his good head start, regardless of being on that dire side, regardless of typically Shadow Fiend, struggling at first and then being able to kind of pick up the pace as he gets his level 4, level 5. Now he's got a really good head start.
It's just a good matchup, honestly. DK can't last hit, even early on. Like, he has to use his Breathe Fire when he doesn't really want to. That early, damage that TC is missing or that a Shadow Fiend is missing doesn't matter as much, especially if you go raise first as well. So suddenly he's up to a very fast start. He's 18 last hits with 6 denies, no surprise there. And top lane is also a fast start. You're looking at 17 last hits, only 14 for Ziz. Monkeys Forever is clearly having some part in this lane. Doppelganger is going to go. They're going to charge him as well just to make sure he's got vision, but he's going to try to keep you away, and he should make it. Last right click. It does get there. The TP to the tier 1 tower. Fluff was TPing in. He made the TP to the tower longer. Fluff actually kills his teammate. First blood goes to Complexity. Are you kidding? Oh, he's mad. I would be upset if I was the Broodmother in that situation.
That was the second difference or so just to make it out alive. That's very unfortunate there. And missed timing from both sides. Fluff will have to take the reins of the lane for now, but that is a huge boost. This is Complexity's one lane in the early game that they're actually winning. The other two not going so well for him, but there you can already see the potential of that Spirit Breaker adding so much even across the map.
Just to get the vision. He wasn't going to be able to get there in time, but it's still enough. And Fluff just makes a critical error. He just needed to TP to the 2 or not TP at all, and he stays alive. That Broodmother might be low, might have to go back to base, but Monkeys Forever. You could also argue that he should have just TP'd home instead. Doesn't do so. Turns into a disastrous set of consequences. Complexity is going to head back towards the mid lane. Swindlemelon's still trying to get up there in CS. He's 14 now, 23 for the Shadow Fiend. I don't believe they have any stacks to the jungle, so he won't be able to take advantage of those just yet. And there's a charge on Monkeys Forever. We'll see if they complete this and go for the kill.
Obviously, not ideal for your Dazzle to get that first blood bonus, but hey, support's happy to take it. That means you get those boots a bit sooner. You can get those extra consumables, these extra wards a bit faster. And, well, they have the charge out right now. Monkeys Forever sees the pressure coming in. Can the three of them finish them off? They got the dust there to pop on up. The heal bomb is going to do nice work, and they're going to squish the spider. And now Complexity really taking control of this bottom lane.
Yeah, they got off to a fast start. They used that second dust for Fly. He needs to keep investing in detection, I believe. Otherwise, this is not going to be as easy for them. And because they've gotten those kills, he can afford to invest in that detection, as well as boots, as well as wards. He should be fine. Z-Freak's having a great time in the jungle. Look at his Chen army. He's level 5. He's 1,500 gold in the bank. Whether he wants his boots or maybe an early mech, it's going to be coming out soon. The Broodmother having a rough time as well, which we've already discussed. So Root are doing fantastically top and mid, but bottom lane is turning into kind of a disaster. I wouldn't kind of a total disaster yet, but
they're going for the push.
Yeah.
This is that time. This is just kind of traditional Chen build-up. He's gotten all the farm he could ask for in the jungle to work with. He's got a nice little army here, a couple of trolls, a tomato, and it's time to go for this tier 1. Help is nearby in the form of Fluff on his Lina, but I don't think they have enough to stop him from getting this bit of pressure. Monkeys moves in. Fly does not have any detection on hand. Neither does Z-Freak here. He recognizes that, but it looks like they're going to get what they want, and that's going to be the tier 1.
Yeah, the tower should fall here. Monkeys Forever could try to go for a deny play. It would be a little bit difficult with how much damage they could pump out here in a couple of seconds, in fact. Yeah, they're just going to let this tower go. And Phantom Lancer will pick up the last hit. Nicely played there. So in the lane they have an advantage in. They push the pressure, make sure they get that tier 1 tower. They make sure they get Ziz some extra farm. And now it kind of comes down to, can we do more damage? Can we either rotate elsewhere or maybe even go for this tier 2 tower? And that's exactly what they're doing.
The only other help they can really get for this bottom lane right now is maybe the Witch Doctor, if he can come by, but he's still hanging at the top lane while Clinks gets his bit of free farm. You know, the Clinks doesn't have to roll over and help out. And I was going to say TC as well, but he's flirting out nearby here.
Fly almost died to the Spiderlings. TP's away, he's fine. He's good to go.
He has put the 3 points in the shadow wave, and I think he's reserving
the points,
the other 2. Maybe just in case you need a shallow grave, and you know, maybe he can get away with just putting those points into poison touch to get a bit aggressive. So
he's not had to use it yet, which is really, really important for him, just holding those points. Moo is sitting at 43 last hits. He's putting pressure onto the tier 1 tower top lane. They're going to rotate Fly up here if they want to get a bit aggressive. They have Moonmeander, who's at level 4. The Broodmother is sitting at level 5, so despite dying twice, Monkeys Forever is getting more experience out of this offlane and certainly more CS. He's up to 15. The offlane Moonmeander Spirit Breaker is sitting at 1 last hit. So they're looking to get something here for the Spirit Breaker and maybe even try to take down that Clinks, but that's a tall order.
Yeah, Moon hasn't died, which is good for him, and now Fly feels that they've gotten what they need out of the bottom lane, and now he's going to help out Moon to get a bit more loving now. So he's going to be able to feel a bit more secure about pushing his advantage in the lane here. And, oh, meanwhile, look at Z-Freak. He's moving in the jungle, catches out TC. TC's going to go down here. That's almost a solo pickoff with that. But, of course, Fly is there to help out nearby, and Moon charges onto him. They go for the next target. It's going to be Fluff. Fluff going to get bumped back right here. Fun dishes out the cast to slow him down. Does help out. Nice convenient bounce is going to catch out Swindle Melons. And with that, they have to pull back and away. But look at this Complexity. They have the double back and look to finish off this tier 1. They pop the Dragon form, and they're just going to go from objective to objective now.
It's pretty much exactly how last game went, kind of. They had a bit more, I think, in terms of early game aggression for Complexity last game, but 3 kills is not bad. They maybe wish Moon had gotten more in that offlane, but they're getting towers, and that's all you can really ask for.
And they're going to rotate bottom.
Rude. They have detection coming in soon from Swindle. Maybe the Breathe Fire, the Sentry's down. Monkeys Forever, no bash is coming in. They do use the Empowering Haste. He's going to just buy all of his items. The last right click. Don't kill him. Oh. He's got the regen going. He can salve up as well. They don't have detection. He's going to make it out alive just barely. Oh, that Breathe Fire almost connected. He would have died. That was sketchy as all hell.
You got to remember that Dragon's Breath, the Corrosive Breath, whatever, is lethal now, and it was very close. He got down to like what looked like about 30-something odd HP. Hey, Moo's like, thank you for the creep. He's going to take that away from Chen, get a bit of harassment out there on the way back, but it's clear Complexity feel like they have the power advantage, and they're looking to take more control of the map and start pushing down those towers. We saw how much of a benefit they got from it in the last game. They're looking to do a bit of the same here in game number 2.
Brood has a 50% win rate across the board, it looks like, on Dire and Radiant. So in the off lane, that's actually, this hero, not really good, not really bad, depends on how you play it, how you utilize it for Monkeys Forever. He's already had a bit of a rough start, but he seems to be getting back into it. They're giving him free farm now, which I think is unfortunate. They tried to kill him earlier, just a couple of minutes ago, in fact, and they weren't successful, but now he's getting the jungle to work with. Tier 1 tower, he's already put some pressure onto this. Meanwhile, top lane.
Yeah, we got creeping in here. Root Gaming smoked up. They are going to get popped right here. Z-Free's going to send over the creeps. TC trying to raise him on down with the help of Moo as well. Going to be able to pack down the one. Trying to rid of that pesky little Chen army as much as possible. It's very apparent Complexity wanted to push on forward and try to take this tier 1 top. But Root Gaming are there to answer the call and not going to allow it to go down so easy. In fact, they might look to pressure their own tower.
This has been a part of all of these tower pushes, which I think is the most interesting. And he's going to take a couple of right clicks, but he's fine. He's going for early treads into Aquila, whether he wants to go for a drum into, say, Diffusal, which we saw earlier, or a Vlad's remains to be seen, either of which are certainly fine in this situation. Tier 1 tower getting pressured. They have to back up. The creep wave has been demolished. And this gives more time to move mid and to swindle bottom. Someone's going to find out Monkeys Forever. He has Breathe Fire. He's going to use it and clear up a couple of the damn spiderlings. He's also got a cloak casually. And he'll get body blocked by a couple of the spiderlings. That was a nice play coming out from Monkeys Forever.
That cloak, is he trying to go for the Glimmer Cape and then dissemble it and go for the Shadow Blade thereafter? Maybe.
That would be interesting. I would not mind that pickup. They're all sitting bottom, though. Monkeys. He's fine. Top lane is where the action's probably going to happen. Ziz is going to walk in.
Root have yet to get themselves on the board, so they're getting hungry for a kill, but they're going to make the commit to go onto Moo. Weave's going to be popping out here. Does connect, but okay, they get the nice stun. Ziz could be baited in into his own death here. Nope, looks like he's going to make it away. No problem. Only put the 1 point into Doppelganger. You know, he did the full committed points into Spirit Lance and then just the 1-1-1 thereafter.
Sentry, another bash bottom, and they're going to get Monkeys Forever as well. Nice play. TC rotates in a bit too late. Swindle even popping the Elder Dragon form for that. They get the kill. Huge pickup. Z-Free's going to run through as well. They really want this tier 2 tower top lane. Moo getting jumped on here, but nothing actually happening. TC, yeah, no, he's fine. Oh, Moo's getting charged top.
Yep, there goes the charge. The call. Moo has nowhere to run here, and they move on to him. This is going to be an easy pick. Not if Fluff has anything to say about it. Connects with a good stun, trying to keep Ziz back and at bay, but he commits in with the Spirit Lance. The charge is still coming. Moo's going to commit for this. He thinks he can finish him off right here. Can Fun stop him? He doesn't have the mana for a cask or anything. Instead, he's going to get the one bumped. Is 17% enough to get a bash right here? It is not, but man, he hits freaking hard.
Moon did not have protection. The dust just wore off as Moo walked out.
Oh, he wants it. He wants fun. He's charging on in. Get over here, boy. He wants to get it. Bumps him back once. Getting the help from Clinks. He's going too far, but he ends up getting the kill. Was it worth? I don't think so. Karut finally get themselves on the board, and it's Clinks who picks up the kill.
If you're Moo, you're saying space created because they just got the tier 1 tower. Maybe that's fine, but that kill is definitely... You don't need to go that far. Like, Voodoo Restoration was doing work for that Witch Doctor. That was a bit awkward. Still, he gets the kill. He does end up dying for it. Who got the experience there? Moon did. Okay. Clinks did get the kill on Moon, which is not great. You do not want to give kills to Clinks like that randomly. Root will get a tier 1 tower bottom as the glyph comes out. Monkeys Forever has done work, and this is pretty much exactly what you need to do as a Broodmother. If you're not getting that tier 1 tower early when there's this 5-man aggression, then this pick is not working out. So they get the early tower. At least that's something for Monkeys Forever. Yeah, it's already been a bit of a struggle for him. 0-3 on this Brood, but he's looking to establish his spider home here in this bottom lane and try to go under the radar. But top lane, they scout out Moo. They got the charge already coming in, plus the weave. He's waiting in the back lines here. Still under detection, still vision. Everything Clinks sees, so does Complexity here as long as this charge is coming out. But they will cancel it and pull back. Not their fight that they want to take. And Root Gaming just kind of reassess the situation. They're essentially playing 4 versus 5 in all of these engagements. Although Ziz did not come to the last engagement, they can't fight right now. It's clear there's too much from Complexity. They have the Chen mech, they have the Hand of God coming out, they have the Elder Dragon form. Clinks is not ready to fight into that. He's going to be picking up a Mithril Hammer for what might be a Desolator. Meanwhile, Monkeys Forever are going to get scouted out. They have a Sentry, but he's just too damn fast. Fly is definitely trying to chase him. He might just die to these Spiderlings. Oh my god. Oof. Oh, the Shadow Wave clears up a couple of them, but Fly is like, that hurt. That did not feel very good. Yeah. They pull back. They're not going to be able to continue on their pressure on the way back. And you can see Root Gaming, they had to place down some pretty defensive wards here. Probably something you don't like to have to do at this point, but they want to secure their own jungle for this extra bit of farm. TC working at it right now. Now this game, he will be the mech holder. Actually has it now complete. Just needs to get it into his pocket and ready to go.
And if we look over to your Clinks, yeah, you already talked about it, the hammer would be that Desolator. It is a lot cheaper now, you got to remember, so a bit more of a value grab for your TAs, your Weavers, and, well, possibly your Clinks, who now benefit from using both Searing Arrows and the Desolator together.
Oh my god, DK takes no damage from any of those Searing Arrows, and right coming out from the Clinks. He is 18 armor currently. He is feeling pretty good at this point in time. Like, he's tanky as hell. He can have Weave. If Fun decided to rotate up, he can grave him as well. Swindle Melons is going to be so difficult to take down. But they do take the tier 1 for Root Gaming. That's really important. You talked about the jungle and making sure it's open for the Dire side. Now Root have an opportunity. They're going to even Sentry another ward here that they saw previously. There's still more wards. You can see this one, which is really well placed coming out the side of Complexity, making sure they have vision into the entrance of the jungle. Fun doesn't have detection. Moose sitting on 1330, not quite at that second Mithril Hammer yet. They're kind of stifling the push from Complexity. Again, an early game lineup for Complexity. And the biggest issue so far is the Broodmother is doing work bottom and continues to do so. He's going to
charges out onto Monkeys. Ziz is here. He's pretty far in. He's trying to make a go. Dust is going to be the follow here. Ziz will move on in. He's seeing a lot of damage from those Broodlings. Now, they are going to make the full commit. They're going to be able to finish him off. TC, though, is on the chase trying to scout out Ziz. Ziz is going to make his way out. Moon, not going to be so lucky. Try to TP away, but it is going to get canceled, and he will pay the price. So a 1-for-1 exchange. Did Ziz get that first kill? He did not. It went to Moon, so a bit of a wash, it feels.
I think it's more important to kill the Broodmother at this point for Complexity. That is the entrance to getting this tier 2 tower top lane, because they rotated a lot of heroes down bottom to get that counter kill. So Swindle Melons is going to be going for this tier 2 top. Might not be able to get it. There's going to be smoke from Root Gaming. They're going to head all the way up top, looking to engage on this in the backside. Fly does have Weave. Swindle Melons, Elder Dragon Form still there for a while. He also has a Shadow Blade. Mackinac, there is Hand of God. They're going to get jumped on. Fluff looking for an LSA. He's going to find it on his 2. The Cask is well going to come out. Moo, Laguna Blade, it stays alive. Hand of God moves in trouble, does get the death pact off. Now there's the Death Ward. Fly looking to fall. Last right click. TC gets it done. LSA does connect. Swindle was able to Shadow Blade away just to make a nick of time. They did get that tier 1 tower. Chen picks up the last hit, but they lose 2 heroes in the process, and that does provide Moo his Desolator.
And that was even with a pretty underwhelming Death Ward. You know, the Witch Doctor was a bit short for the mana. Not really surprised. If you look at his inventory, he's pretty broke. Broke as a joke. He's got Boots of Wand and a ward. So he doesn't really have much to, you know, save for himself. So with that comes a short mana pool. He had to wait a bit till he got the mana together from his wand to do the Death Ward. By the time he got it down, it was a bit out of position, but they still were able to come out on top. Now Complexity are able to walk away with their prize in taking out the tower, but Root Gaming also get a bit more. You already talked about the items now picked up for them, and I'm very curious to see where this Clinks is going to be doing now with this Desolator. Is this enough for your own solo pickoffs? Well, he thinks so, and he's going to start moving in. They have the Sentry nearby, however, but he seems to think that maybe he could do something here for Ziz. But this isn't your Orchid Clinks, so I don't think he's going to be able to stop him. So
Fluff is smoked up too. They're charging Moo. Ziz is dead. Oh, Doppelganger. LSA doesn't go though. Fluff going to get it off now, but actually can. Decides to back away. Moo's still getting charged. Moonmander, Nether Strike. LSA does connect. The cast bounces away. Fun trying to TP away. Bash. No Bash coming through. He is able to TP out. Fluff might not be so lucky. Doppelganger comes in, and what was a 3-man rotation gang squad from Root Gaming actually turns up being just the lean to dead.
That was very awkward. In fact, it almost seemed to work out in their favor. Ziz did the Doppelganger over to the Clinks to connect onto him, which allowed him to jump over the Root Gaming intruders, that being, of course, Fluff and Fun. And because of it, they were a bit disoriented, and it was Complexity who ended up turning things right around with Moon quick charging on in. They decided to change targets, went for Fluff, they got their kill, and with that, they want to be able to segue into this Roche pit. Monkeys Forever is nearby. Are we going to see some sort of cheeky play here? How are we looking on detection here, boys? On the side of Complexity, well, they dish out the weave to make sure they got that little bit of extra vision.
They have the gem as well for Z-Freak.
And they have that ward on the high ground, so
they know exactly what he's doing.
So this is looking like Complexity are going to be able to finish this one off, and Root could put themselves in a bit of a bad spot, and they connect from the north. Swindle moves in. They're going to scout out Fun. Fun's in trouble here, but they have a nice mech coming up from TC. Now the Laguna flies, but there goes a big Requiem. Swindle, what a save with the Grave, and now he continues to fight out with his last dying breath, but it's Moo looking to clean up on his Clinks with that shiny new Desolator. They wipe out 2. They want 3. Fly, our previous game MVP, could be going down here. He's still on the run from Monkeys, slowly wearing him down, but he decides decides to pull back. The buyback coming out from Moon, looking to charge on in. Swindle is back with full life. Meanwhile, they were able to finish off the roach was Root Gaming. Aegis is going to be picked up on Moo, and he says, I'm going to get the hell out of here. Will he be so lucky, though? Oh, they got the dust. A charge will be there shortly. He already put out the urn. Another strike from above, and that is your Aegis. Down, down.
What is it about these Roche fights for NA Dota that goes so horribly wrong? Moo's going to get bashed up, dies a second time with the Aegis already gone. That's a big pickup there. They did get Roshan, they did get the Aegis, they did get the beginning of that fight. Fantastic play. I believe it was Fly sending back, no, not Fly, rather, Z-Freak sending back the Dragon Knight before he died. He was able to live, come back in with that Elder Dragon form, try to do enough damage. They end up getting the Clinks. That's huge. They keep Swindle Melons alive. But big Root Gaming push. They get actually the Aegis, they get the Roshan as well. So pretty big steal coming out. Swindle Melons is going to get jumped on. Looking for a kill. Do they have detection? They might actually have that gem. They picked it up for Root. They have it on Monkeys Forever. In fact, he's also got the dig in one, and they have it ready to go. But Swindle's just too damn taken. They need a Desolator, and he's not alive right now. Clinks is still dead for 4 seconds, so they don't have the damage to dish out to get through that Dragon Blood and all that armor and HP that DK has. So.
Meanwhile, TC, who is trying to be that backup core carry, of course, into the late game, now has his S and Y complete here. Stepping off and away from something like your BKB to go a bit more with the hard hit. It does give him, of course, a little bit of an extra hit, HP pool. We'll have to see if it's going to be enough here.
I was expecting TC to go, but he already has the mech. I don't know what else he could have picked up. SMY seems to be, I guess, a good choice in this situation. The main coming out the slow, just a way to chase heroes down. Z-Freak is, or rather Ziz, is going to be the big issue for Root Gaming. How do they chew through this PL, especially when he gets tanky enough? Instead, Root say they don't really want to fight the PL head on. They're going to head towards that tier 1 tower mid, and they're going to try to push this down. They have Desolator, they have Presence of the Dark Lord ready to go. They're chunky through this tier 1 tower. They're going to get it. This rotates in. TC getting jumped on. This Spirit Lance coming through. Doppelganger's away. Requiem comes out. Kind of a zoning Requiem.
No mana for mech as well.
Yeah, Z-Freak is going to get his mech off. The Hand of God's still there. He's going to get the huge grave. Last right click coming through. He will stay alive. Hand of God gets off. Death Ward finally comes through. Gets canceled immediately. Moo gets jumped on. Moo gets blown up. The Diffuser Blade damage is real. He's too squishy. He has no HP, especially with the Dark Pack gone. Fluff in trouble. Moon chasing him down. He's got the charge up and one. Fluff. Looks like he might get jumped on. Double charge coming in. There is no Nether Strike, however. They don't get the passive bash, but here comes Swindle back into the fray. Gets stunned up. Fluff. Last right click comes in. Fly will get the kill. Doppelganger forward. They want Fun. Do they have a Diffusal charge? They do. Fun's pretty speedy, but Ziz is going to be able to catch up, and especially if they have that charge. Spirit Lance comes through. They get the Doppelganger. Ziz gets the kill, and the gem picked up as well for Complexity.
Oh, man. Another unfortunate circumstance there for Root Gaming. A subpar Death Ward that didn't really work out. TC charging on in, but didn't really have the mana. Credit to Ice Frog for raising that frickin' mana cost. 225 just to pop the frickin' mech, and he didn't have it ready to go. Oh, very unfortunate for them, but it's Complexity who just come out far and ahead. They're going to be able to follow up that big fight with a tier 2 tower. Momentum is on their side. 12-7 here. Looking pretty good. The 2-0 sweep is in a horizon here for Complexity.
This is just their game. They've been playing solid. They've been pushing down towers. Even when they haven't been pushing down towers, they've been getting important picks. Monkeys Forever has not had the impact. He's not been split pushing. He went Midas Dagon, so it's not really doing that much in team fight. Even when he's in the team fight, he's blown up. Silver Edge comes out again for DK. Swindlemelon's just trying to show how good this item could be after I said it wasn't particularly good in the last game. This game, it might be a bit better. Any other passives disable? I don't believe so. Broodmother's incapacitating bite, I guess, is okay, but...
Fiery Soul.
Yeah.
Oh, charge in from Moon. He's going to be bumping onto Monkeys here. They got the Dust, the Nether Strike, and your Spider. Not really going to be able to get away. It looks like Graves is going to be able to save Fly in the meantime. Now they do trade lives. Moon goes down, and they're going to be able to get the Dazzle. It ends up being a 2-for-1 trade. Advantage for Root. Not too shabby. They'll take what they can get here. Just a bit of overzealous play coming out from Complexity, it seems.
Yeah, they were overextended. Moon's been going in. I mean, you kind of have to run at people as a Spirit Breaker to have any sort of impact, and he's been doing just that. He's had 4 deaths. Surprisingly good game for a Spirit Breaker despite the start that he had. Like, he's been playing very well, and only 4 deaths is not that bad. And he's actually going to have a Shadow Blade relatively soon. I don't think he has it on the courier yet, but he's getting there. TC will finish up his BKB after just getting that SMY. He actually only needs the recipe.
That's good.
And he's going to have that item. That's huge.
Yeah.
They really need some more itemization for Root Gaming. If they play as 5, maybe they can split push, get split pickoffs as well, and that's the most important thing. Complexity, They really want PL to be more farm before they engage on any of these situations because they know how rough the team fight for root actually can be. They don't want to fight into it just yet. So for complexity, sit back, split push, farm a bit more, maybe get an Aegis, then go for a tier 2 tower or a tier 3 high ground push. There's only one tier 2 left here for root gaming. It's in the middle lane. That's it.
Super important for TC to finish out that BKB. Same for your Moo Clinks. Having those BKBs would certainly help out. We already know how squishy they can be, but having that extra bit of a bonus certainly would help out. Now they come knocking at this bottom tier 2 tower. Complexity, are they going to answer the call? Fly's first on the scene here, but only going to be dishing out the weave for now, side by side with Moon. But all the meanwhile, the rest of their group is just working in the root jungle, anticipating that they're just going to have to lose a couple of their outer towers, and they put more priority in just securing some easy farm.
So Complexity do the smart thing. They split up the map. No reason to defend. Now with the heroes respawn, they might want to head bottom. Root doing the same. They're staying here for the time being. They're kind of pushing with Monkeys forever. They're not letting him do his own thing, which is fine. Moon Meander is going to be able to get a couple of last hits here. They're still splitting up the farm pretty well by heading to the enemy jungle, as we talked about. Ziz, is he going to finish up the Manta? Is he going to just maybe go for something else here in the next couple of moments? He already has the Diffusal Blade, so Manta should be the next logical choice for the Phantom Lancer.
Yules complete on the fluff. So your Lina gonna have that bit of a setup with the Yules, but mid lane here. Swindle moving on in, gonna get the stun onto Moo. Fun also in a bit of trouble from PL. Moo gonna be the focal point, looks like for now, but now gonna dish the damage, trying to go for Z-Freak. Z-Freak able to get the Grave and the heal off, so Moo in trouble, will be brought down. Clink's gonna hit the deck, moves on to the next target. They're gonna get the stun on the Fluff. Fluff goes down. Huge heal coming out from Fly, dishing out the big bulk of that damage. Clean up on the back end. This is gonna be Monkeys forever, wiping out Shen. Meanwhile, they're looking to charge on in onto TC. They're gonna cancel that charge as he makes his way into the base. Instead, maybe hoping to find a catch on the Fun, but gonna sneak his way out, but not Monkeys. Man, it's been a hard game for your Broodmother on this one. He goes down again in the mid lane, and with that Complexity, you're gonna be able to get an easy tier 2.
There was also a double damage for Phantom Lance that entire team fight, so he just has the Blueberry Rune. He's able to go to work, get the kill on a couple of heroes. They have buyback on every hero except for Fluff, but he'll respawn. There's the BKB from TC. Has to force it out a bit early. Will they push this back? I don't know if Complexity really want to fight this. Shadowblade, Silver Edge is going to go. Cast will connect. They don't have detection. Fly might be the martyr for Complexity. Meanwhile, bottom lane, there's a big wave pushing in with the Spiderlings as well. So Complexity do the smart thing. They back away. They defend their tier 3 tower bottom lane. They don't want to give away too much, or even with the push going in. They don't get the tier 3 tower, but that is some nice damage that's going to be there when they come back as well.
You could tell Rooter like trying to get Fluff in there in the action. He could be the Yules for TC's Requiem, but couldn't really get close enough to get any sort of setup on the way out. So with that, they kind of just hold their ground. Moonbender is going to be able to finish his Shadow Blade here. So you got that nice little Shadow Blade charge. They literally will not see coming. And he's looking to make use of it right now. There's going to be the smoke and now the charge through. He's going to cross pass with Fluff. Fluff is scouted here, but Moonbender still in Shadow Blade. One hit. Oh, quick Yules from Fluff is going to stop. Another strike gets off the LSA. Can he make it away in time? Swindle is on the chase here. Drops down the sentry. They're going to scout out the Dragon Knight.
This is awkward.
And Fluff is going to slip. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's C who gets caught out and brought down. Ziz, mega kill for your PL. Fluff gonna get caught thereafter, and it's a quick 2-0 grab here for Complexity. Swindle and Ziz cleaning up.
No buyback for TC either. Down for 58 seconds. He just bought his BKB. Fun cancels his TP. Does not get charged in the base. The Nether Strike goes and pushes him back out.
Oh man,
this is disastrous for Root Gaming. They were doing fine up until this last team fight, this last engagement. That smoke into that charge coming out from the Spear Breaker could have been game ending. Our Complexity gonna take the series 2-0. I don't think anyone would have expected that. Complexity on the seat of a 2-0 right now. Ziz pushing into the tier 3 tower. They have the available. They're not going to use it just yet.
No TC for 30 seconds. You gotta be kidding me. So with that, it looks like your first Rex should be going down. But my, oh my. Who'd have thunk the underdogs coming into this matchup? Complexity looking pretty damn good.
They're going to push into the bottom racks, or rather mid racks as well. Top racks, they don't even deal with the range racks. It's just going to be, honestly, at this point, I think Moonmeander has been the top player for this squad at this point. He hasn't died nearly enough. He's set up so many kills to get the racks, but he might be on the receiving end of a death. They get the Grave off, and the mech, they send him back with Z-Freak. He gets out alive. Fly might not be so lucky. The Martyr coming out. Will he be dead in the third is the question. He's got his Grave up in 6, not dying nearly quick enough, and then he gets chunked down to the Spoiled Spiderlings and a Desolator hit. He will fall in the end. They pick up his gem. Musical gems coming out for the side of Complexity and Root Gaming. They're just dropping them, and they're all over the place, honestly. But good defense, but they lose 2 melee racks. Is not the best coming out for Root Gaming. They are really staring down the barrel of a 2-0 right now.
Moose gets out Roche. Thinking about going at it. He's going to need some help here. Help is on the way, Dia. And with that, Root Gaming might be able to secure an Aegis. This is the first step in the right direction for them to get back into this game. And with that, Clink should be able to easily clean up his BKB. He will not have buyback gold, buying out for it, but clearly there's priority on making sure this Clinks can stay alive in these hectic fights. But then you look at the other side and team like Complexity, now Solar Crest complete on your Chen, something you got in just the last game, and we already know the work it can do. But it looks like Complexity are not going to see this one coming. Good grab. It's going to be TC who does pick up that Aegis, and with that, Monkeys Forever is going to be leveling up his Dagon. Unfortunately for Monkeys Forever, this will be back-to-back games where it's a bit of an underperformance from him. You know, first game with the Sven, maybe he did the best that he could with a bit of a support kind of Sven grab. This game is brutal. It's been a bit of a difficult time. Starting his laning phase 0-3, now 1-7. It's a rough life, man.
Monkeys Forever definitely not feeling great, but the good thing is that these are the qualifiers. There's group stages. There's still many games to be played, and this game's not over yet. He has level 4 Dagon. He's almost level 16 as well, and when he gets that third level of Insatiable Hunger, the lifesteal comes out, the bonus damage as well. It's tough to fight into, but Ziz is becoming so massive. His Manta style is done. His Diffusal 1 is done. He's got his Ultimate Orb as well for what item he wants to go for next. Maybe a Scotty, just to get him that extra HP. The standard of the agility carry nowadays is the Scotty is going to get picked up probably pretty soon.
I wonder why is this Ring of Aquila turned off right now? You could, I don't know, have it on.
I don't know. That seems really weird. There's no point in keeping it off early on or later on in this game, I think. Whatever. Doesn't matter too much. We're going to be pushing. TC is trying to clear up these illusions. And look at the illusions just do so much damage. Running out of mana. Moose still has the Aegis, the Phantom Rush from the Manta style. The Spirit Lance coming out so hard to push into TC. Might actually die. He's got the Aegis. He wants to use it before it goes down, but he's about to fall. They do pick up the kill with the Laguna Blade onto Fly. Moo getting chunked down as well. Look at the damage from the Diffusal Blade. The PL just absolutely zaps Roots Moo.
TC's charging in, but his team's not ready. They still have their arms full. He's going to go down. Oh, no. That is not what you want to be doing when you're trying to go for a final hurrah. And they're like that. That's it. I think that was, they were hoping for that fight to go their way, but it's not happening. I mean, if you look back in their base, already the push is still going in, and then they would not have had TC there. Oh. Not Root Gaming's best showing here.
No, what a disastrous showing, in fact, for that first series. The push came up from Complexity, and they just couldn't handle it. They picked a Broodmother. He did an okay job but pushing, getting that tier 1 tower, but then he went Dagon Midas, and then Complexity are like, we're just going to fight now. We're going to take all your bases. We're going to smoke up. We're going to get pickoffs as well. And from that point, Root really couldn't do anything. Fluff did an okay job. I mean, the supports did fine. They just didn't